Greetings everybody and welcome back to a new episode of Some Bond Geek Talks About with me, your host. I am the one and only Henry Stevens. Everybody, how'd you do? Hope you're well, hope you're enjoying a good Bond book, a good Bond film, a good Bond video game, a good James Bond, whatever strikes your fancy in this wonderful fandom that is of James Bond. But now, before we get on to today's topic, everybody, which is going to be discussing, in my opinion, the 3 areas they could do potential James Bond spin-offs, just want to do a bit of house cleaning for you. If you're not already a subscriber to the YouTube channel or a member of the Facebook group or subscribe to the Instagram channel, why not? First off, comment down below, click the subscribe button and the notification bell icon to see future updates on the videos that come out. And as always, everybody, whether you're just a casual viewer coming just to have a look at this one particular video, or you've seen many other videos on this channel, just thank you all for being here. Means a lot. But everybody, today, so, you know what? When it comes to the James Bond series, there's been so many talks over the years, I think, about potential spin-offs you could do. Heck, I did a video recently when I discussed, basically in a nutshell, the idea that, you know, maybe Bond evolves into a cinematic universe and has multiple spin-off ideas. And I sort of just want to dive into that a little bit more here in this video. And I want to look into the areas where I think there are 3 potential areas of spin-offs that you could potentially do. And we're just going to look into them right now. And we're going to discuss them, what I think they could be like, if they could work or not. And then obviously, everybody, what I'd really like is for everyone just to comment down below and tell me what they think about it. Or if you're finding this on a Facebook group, just comment down below and see what you think about it. But essentially, everybody, spin-off number 1 is the idea of taking the secondary characters in the Bond franchise and elevating them into their own movies. Obviously, we're talking about characters, most noticeably Felix Leiter. Essentially, we're going to create a film series on the character Felix Leiter, give him his own franchise and his own films working for the CIA. Could this work? Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, I've said it many times in my reviews over the years, but I love the character of Felix Leiter. He gets treated a bit like the Will Scarlet of the Bond franchise. However, I think, you know, when we talk about having, like, people always say, like, you know, Jason Bourne is the American Bond. No, he's not. You know, essentially, why not do a Felix Leiter spin-off series of movies? You know, have his own different style, his own different take, and just, you know, see what comes out of it, because you never know what could happen. But outside of Felix Leiter, you could do some ulterior 00 agents, give them their own franchise and their own thing. Obviously, Bond remains the big number 1. But hey, it could happen. But would seeing a spin-off of Felix Leiter be interesting to people? Honestly, I don't think majority of people would be that interested. I'd like to see it. Very much as a Bond fan, I would love to see it. But I really don't think it's going to happen. Now, the second idea for a spin-off that I had, and this one I have to say, of all of them, I get excited about, and I base this on the film Joker. Now, for those of you who don't know, I know it's not really a Bond thing, but Joker is probably my favourite film of 2019. Without a shadow of a doubt, I loved Joker so much. It was such a brilliant film, wonderfully done by Joaquin Phoenix. But the idea of showing the origins of a villain, James Bond franchise has how many villains that you could do some films about? But essentially, everybody, this is where I start. A Joker film version of Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Okay, you know, take some of the villains, show the backstory. You know, with the Ernst Stavro Blofeld film, you could show him, you know, starting off, you know, his history, which is very documented very well in the book Thunderball. Show him creating Spectre, setting up the organisation. Ernst Stavro Blofeld, the movie, just call it Blofeld, why don't you? But essentially, everybody, I think that would be a really cool idea. The downside of this particular idea is there aren't really that many villains I could say could have some really great spin-offs. I mean, maybe Alex Kostatos could have a good one. Maybe the henchman Red Grant, his back history could be interesting as a feature film. You know, this one is limited. Let's be fair on that. But I think it could be interesting to look at some of these villains and potentially, you know, exploit and see their history, because it's all in the Bond books. You know, in the original Ian Fleming novels, these backstories are there, and, you know, we can just use that now part of the material and exploit it and create, you know, these spin-off films. I would certainly very much, hands up, see if they did a Joker-esque film version of Ernst Stavro Blofeld. The same thing, I think, what they're doing in Disney's Cruella as well. I'd go watch it. I think that would be actually really interesting. But hey, I want to know, everybody. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about that. But my third idea is this one is designed to help bring in a younger generation of fans. Maybe do something like in a deal with Netflix or Amazon. And you could do this either as a series or you could do it as movies. But essentially, I remember when I was about early teens, I say early teens, about 11 or 12. I can't remember exactly when. The Charlie Higson Young Bond book started coming out. That was Silverfin, Blood Fever, Double or Die. The fifth one was called By Royal Command. Oh, Hurricane Gold was the fourth one. Yeah. Turn these into streaming movies or TV shows series. The same way that Amazon have done with the Alex Rider. I think that could work. It's a spin-off. It doesn't have to be fully, entranced and connected to the Bond universe. It could be its own thing. It really is. But that could be an interesting way to go down as well. That could help bring in a lot of new audiences, which I think could be really, really interesting. I'd love to see, personally, adaptations of these books. And I'm aware that another writer's carried on the Young Bond series, and I'm going to read those. I can't wait to read those. But I think that could be really interesting as well. Picture this. You actually open with a gun barrel with a teenager walking in. Might be a bit of a laugh, but hey, could be something. I think that could be potentially something. But everybody, that is basically my 3 ideas of where spin-offs could go. Just to recap, number 1 is that you do secondary characters such as Felix Leiter, maybe even the new Agent Naomi from No Time to Die, and give them their own spin-off movies. Number 2, you make villain-centric spin-off movies about the characters such as Ernst Avro Blofeld or Kristatos or Red Grant. You can make those. Or, a third option is you start adapting the young James Bond novels into something for streaming services to help get the younger generations interested in James Bond and in a way of introducing them to the character. But I want to know, everybody, what are your thoughts on these ideas? Have you come up with some other ideas that maybe I haven't thought of? I really would love to hear them. Please comment down below and tell me what you think about this all, everybody. As always, everybody, my name's Henry Stevens, and this has been Some Bond Geek Talks About. Goodbye.